I'm sorry guys, but today is rest and hydration day, and that is it. 95 out, 89, almost 90 in, and it's still been going up actually. I thought by 4:30 it'd be going down. I've got the ceiling fan on, and I've got all the windows open for a bit of a cross breeze. I've got screens in the front windows that I inserted. And that's pretty much it today. Honestly, it's just all about hydration today. And keeping the animals cool. Chickens, chicks, kittens, cats, everything's drinking a lot today. It's all about hydration. I don't even know where the cats are. They're just lounging around. Nothing's moving. Not even the chickens are moving much. So, that's pretty much it today. This is, imagine I had ice in a bucket a week ago, just over a week ago. Ice. So, that's a change. It's a weather change. Well, I got the air conditioner running and the generator out back. I stuffed a pillow in there because I can't find the slide out things. This was in the RV, if you remember, and it just fit tightly in the side slider window of the RV. And so I grabbed an old pillow and shoved it in there. So and I used duct tape to seal it around inside and out so the cats can't push it out. And I'm trying to cool it down. Squeaky Cat was hyperventilating and making horrible, pitiful mewling sounds earlier, so I figured it was pretty desperate. I have a pounder of a headache from the heat exhaustion. I know some people can take 97 degrees, 96 degrees with no problem, but this was a sudden change of temperature from the 20s to 60s that we had a week ago. So it sort of shocks the body a little bit. Anyway, got the AC running, got the little tiny Harbor Freight generator out back for now, because although my conditions here are better with solar, I haven't run a generator in over 2 weeks, going on 3 weeks now, because the solar panels are up and the power is kicking and the battery has been pretty decent, but I don't have enough yet with the leaves starting to grow on the trees and the sun not yet clearing them fully. So I feel it's better to just run the generator for now, and I was not productive today because of the heat, so I'd rather spend a gallon of gas, a couple dollars, and get some work done, which is what I'm doing, and it feels nice. It makes a difference. Well, it's that time of year again. Seasons change. I just pulled the grass out the bottom of the mower. Should have done that last season, but I guess I forgot. So get this old beast fired up and get some grass cut. It's time. Better check the spark plug. That doesn't sound healthy. It's a little gummed up. Looks like it was running rich. Go get the spark plug cleaner out of the car and clean it up. I don't know how, but the gap was really tiny. Here's my spark plug cleaner. I didn't have a real spark plug cleaner, so I got a wire brush. Just clean the connections here. Things sit all winter, even though it's out of the weather. It's damp, humid. See if I can get this thing running. That's not very tight. Well, turn this away from the camera. See what it'll do. See if it'll cut grass. Well, it died. There's some dirt in the carburetor. I'm sure you could hear it when I was running it. I was sweating like mad. My shirt is sopping wet. It started out cool and it got hot. I got this strip done. I've got most of the metal done. I've got to clean up the wind turbine. I want to rebuild that, but I'm going to have to bend some of the metal parts. It's really a twisted mess. I got most of the metal done. I have to keep the deer out, so I have to cut the grass. You can see though how tall it was getting. It was in desperate need of mowing already. It popped up quick. All of a sudden, I'm going to come up with a rake after a break here and take some of this grass and throw it to the birds. They'll be happy. It's too bad, this little tiny strip here, that's all I had to do. And then I was going to clean up this area, put the solar panels away, and try to clean this area up and finish mowing, but the mower didn't want to agree. Then I'll have to charge up the Ryobi weed whacker and clean up and down in here, inside around the cages of the fruit trees, and then put mulch in here. I want to mulch around these guys as well so that the weeds don't grow. That's bushing out nicely. My apple tree is flowering, surprisingly. There's actually little tiny flowers. Not very many, but it's blooming. Little dogwood. This apple tree, now remember, this is the one that the deer had ripped up pretty well. It's recovering very nicely. And in this apple tree over here is going to live. The one that had no stem and nothing at all, it's growing all the way up and down the whole base. So I'll let that do whatever it wants to the first couple of years and then trim it down after. So it's going to recover. And then my mulberry, one of my favorite plants in the world, is starting. These are slow bloomers. I think there are different types of mulberry bush, because this one is a very slow opener, very, very slow. And then over here, my little one is way more advanced. Here's my, I think this was the peach or pear tree. Look at how thick that thing got. Really awesome this year. So, and that one's not trying to blossom or anything, so probably next year it will. I know you're not supposed to let them bear fruit anyway the first few years. This little mulberry tree is wide open. Look at that. Looking good. Really bushing out. So that's going to grow nicely this year. Really nice, especially if I mulch around it and take care of that. And this apple tree, look, it was $12.99. You can't get better than that. That one's growing well. I've got to clean out around it. And in my blueberry bush, this is those fat blueberries I had last year. Not flowering very much yet. I hope it's going to do a lot more. But surprisingly, there's only a couple coming up. Just a few, 3 of them that I see so far. Hopefully that'll do a lot better. The wild blueberries, I'm risking my life going over here because bugs landing on me. The ticks are really, really bad here. This is a really good bearing bush. Really good. So I think what I'm going to do is actually start mowing around that to keep the ticks down this year. And I want to tame this grapevine that's running all through here. This grapevine wants to enter my yard anyway. And look at that, there's a cluster of grapes coming. Look at that. Look at that, there's grapes all over this thing. I want to tame this and run it up a trellis. I think I'll build a pallet wood trellis here. And I'm going to have to do that urgently. There's grapes all through here. And if I don't get that tamed right away, then it'll be lost in the grasses and the bushes. And that'll be the end. So I think it'd be a wise thing to come out here and cut. There's some blueberry shrubs over there I want to leave, but I want to cut everything else around here that's not of any use or value and keep it mowed down. And that way I can nurture the blueberries and the grapes and I can get to them without being eaten alive by ticks. Actually, I think I'm going to extend the meadow out, see where this has been cut in the past, right up to the tree line. I think I'm going to extend my meadow out that far, take down the electric fence, which wasn't doing me any good because it wasn't turned on. And again, my chickens are going to be running out through beyond into the wood line over there further, and then back across here in front of where the camper is, and then right around the inside edge of this tree line. And then out behind the tiny house, and I'll have a gate up by the driveway, and then back in. So the chickens will be able to eat in and around the tents, and around the blueberry bushes and the grapevines, and keep the entire meadow clean for me. So, and I cleaned up these. These were scattered out from when Chris and I were working on the tower. So I cleaned that up. I did a lot actually off camera. I still got to get all this cleaned up. I want to get this tower fixed, but I'm just one person out here and I'm still fighting the raccoon. He's been making a mess over here on me. He's been here every single night, ripping something apart, dragging something out into the forest, just tearing stuff up. So I've been working at that every day. That's why I haven't even done any recording in 4 days, to be honest. I've just been trying to fight the raccoons for 4 days, repair the damages and secure things tighter. And that's all I've been doing. I don't know if you noticed the flies. I got the camera next to my face. They're out in force. The little suicidal gnats that go into your or what are they, museums or whatever? I don't care what they're called. They're annoying. They came out today in full force, all of a sudden today. So you won't see me running around without a hat anymore. I've got to wear a hat from now on because the bugs are surrounding my entire head and my face, and actually the wind is blowing them away. There's a bit of a breeze, which is nice. Oh, they're behind me. I don't know if you can see that on the camera or not. I know it's HD, but anyway, by the way, the booster campaign for the t-shirts, please go ahead and get your t-shirt. I get 50% of the sales of a t-shirt, so if you buy a t-shirt, that'll half of that is mine. And I think that's a very good business because I don't have to deal with shipping and handling. And yes, it is a business, I guess, because it's Off-Grid Project t-shirts, and it's going to help me finish that chicken fence all the way around the meadow. The chickens will be able to run free all over the entire meadow, and they'll keep the ticks out, and I won't have any more problems. And then I'm going to knock down all the fencing that they had in the middle here and in the garden. I'm actually thinking about giving up ground this year because it's just too it's just too much to try to keep those weeds down. It's out of control already on me. I might end up just reducing a little bit. I'm not sure yet, but I think I'm gonna grow some a lot more herbs around the rocks, the 2 rocks, and try doing a little bit more container gardening. But containers require more work, so it's a bit of a catch-22 there. The containers require more watering and more personal intervention, whereas a garden requires a lot of weeding. So the danger of freeze is gone, so now I can plant. So I've got to figure out how I'm going to do this, because it is grown over more than the meadow, more than the yard. The garden is completely overgrown fast. So anyway, please get your Off-Grid Project t-shirts and help me get this entire meadow enclosed, and then my friends can start visiting again. Helpers can start coming over again without fear of ticks killing them. It's the Lyme's disease is the killer. Lyme's disease is a killer. So I'll put the links right below in the description and in the comments. So I'm gonna go in and rehydrate. Talk to you in a bit. It's getting hot out there, so I fired up the AC. It was getting hot in here. It was 55% humidity, and I don't know what the temperature was a few minutes ago. So I got the air conditioner running and the Harbor Freight generator outside, but I don't have enough solar power to run the AC unit directly. In midsummer, yes. Spring, no. Actually, spring we shouldn't have these temperatures. Now I've got Goliath Man had sent me some towels, which I was using for dividers earlier, and I put one up there with the white side out in the window to help reduce the heat from the sun entering the tiny house. So that'll help a lot. I've got to finish the radiant foil up there too, which is greatly going to improve the temperature and comfort zone or level of the tiny house. But I want to show you over here what I'm doing. This is exciting news, exciting good news. I was checking the level. Now this is a 4-foot level. I was checking the level of the tiny house because I haven't checked it for a couple months. Look at that. Or the plumb, I should say, right? The plumb, for those people who are want to know have specific terms. Look at that. Nearly perfect after all this time. Not bad. After going through the whole winter, plus spring, plus the heaving of the ground and the melt. So that's the main supporting beam of the one of the beams that holds the loft up, runs across the wall. By the way, I don't know how they're getting in, but at night the bugs were horrendous, so I had my electric bug zapper up, and it caught a mess of bugs last night. I had baby cat going wild because she was chasing them.